Meanwhile, Gyrocopter's come out for 4, so that's the classic Iocopter
10
combination.
seconds remaining.
Yes, it's also very good against Lich, since
5
Charo has
seconds
a lot of
remaining.
magical damage, which goes through the Frost Shield. So, it's pretty good.
Yeah, really nice. And the AoE slow as well, going to help out a lot.
Dire
Catching
team
heroes on the
pick.
back lines and then
Drow
countering
Ranger.
the slow which the Frost is going to come out. And if I'm slowed and you're slowed, then no one's slowed. Talking about slows, they're going to pick up Drow on EXTREMUM.
Drow is a pretty good hero against Charo, since Charo doesn't really have a way to get on top of Drow unless you like want to run at him, and you're gonna take a lot of damage by doing
10 seconds remaining.
So they might need forZe. They might need a
5
mid
seconds
laner
remaining.
with some form of jump, some storm perhaps, or Ember, or you know, Void Spirit. You heard it here first.
Could be there. It could be there. Yeah, Ember Spirit's intelligence brother.
Tiny. All right, that's a good hero to get on the pro
Whoa!
as
Spoilers!
well.
You appear to be a little
Whoops.
bit ahead.
My bad.
See, this is why you start. This is why you should say.
Radiant
I think
team
Tiny's
pick.
going to be picked. Actually, you can bamboozle us all. Go on. You can make a sick prediction on the next pick if you like.
Yes.
We'll all believe you. We'll pretend to believe him, won't we, chat? Don't worry.
For the chat, I'm like 5 seconds ahead, so I'll try not to spoil anything more. So, yeah, Tiny should be a pretty solid
10 seconds
hero
remaining.
against Drow. Also good against Lich, since you are able to
5
burst him.
seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
But I still want to see the Void Spirit. I think it's actually a very solid pick for forZe.
Viper's going to be the pickup from EXTREMUM. That's going to be a bit of break for. Well, I don't know who the break's for. Usually, when we see Viper, it's for the Nether Toxin, but I guess they just want the ability to poison people.
10 seconds
Oh, I think
remaining.
it's
Oh, the magic community is good against Tiny and Jara, I guess.
yeah, that's true.
5
And
seconds
overall,
remaining.
like Viper is a extremely good mid laner.
Radiant team ban.
I'm second guessing the Void
team
Spirit
pick.
because I think Viper would destroy him mid. So I think it's a good pick if you don't have last pick, because if you picked something a bit more niche, such as, I don't know, like Storm or Meepo, you're gonna get countered by the last pick. While Viper is very hard to counter.
10 seconds remaining.
So,
5
final pick now for
seconds
EXTREMUM.
remaining.
They need themselves a 4.
With
Or-
stun preferably.
Dire team pick.
Yeah, but a catch would be nice. Ooh, here we are. And that's going to be the Earth Spirit coming out. Newly buffed hero. Alert. Newly buffed hero. So the Earth Spirit now has a Stone Remnant recharge time replenish 5 seconds quicker.
I think that's a pretty solid buff, to be honest. It certainly makes a difference. The
10
hero is
seconds
much easier to
remaining.
play if you don't have to worry about stones that much anymore.
5
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
seconds
I think his
remaining.
talent is mad as well. I mean, 20 talent they've changed to plus 3.5 seconds of geomagnetic grip silence. I mean, what was it beforehand?
It was GPM.
Yeah, but what's the geomagnetic grip space silence? So it's 3.5 regularly.
Oh yeah. So it's 7 seconds silent.
That's a 7-second silence. Is that balanced?
I mean, puck silence is infinite silence, so
But you have to keep casting it. It's a difference.
that's true. I mean,
think
it's
silence is pretty
I
insane.
think that's probably the longest silence in the game with the talent.
Would
I
imagine
think it's
so.
pretty good. Spell Amp is also very solid talent, which is the second option. But, you know, guess depends on the game.
Choose your hero.
The final pick from forZe. It's going to be the Mag. Okay, Mag in the middle lane, I guess.
That is a pretty solid pick. Because it's a strong mid laner, it's a hero that can get on top of the draw with Blink. It's a carry, which they kinda needed. Since Charo is a semi-carry. Yeah, I like it. The
Yeah, it's
only thing
interesting.
I don't like about force draft is that they saw second pick Timber saw and they have 4th strength heroes against him, which isn't optimal.
Yeah, that's an interesting counter strategy, isn't it?
I mean, actually, the only way, I mean, when I'm watching on the draft, they don't really have a Timber counter. Their only hero which is good against Timber is Doom, and Doom was picked before Timber. That is interesting. I feel like December should have a pretty solid game, and if December has a solid game, then Drow should have an easy game as well. Timber is frontlining for her.
Yeah, I really prefer the Extremum draft. Like, it just looks much easier to execute. I'm kind of confused as to what forZe is actually doing in their draft. It feels like they got given this Timbersaw pick, and they're like, no, we want to draft our own team fight anyway. We want to draft our own kind of game. I mean, sure, they can pull off some PogChamp shit with RP and cooldown and Tiny as well, but I don't know. Maybe the Iclops is going to go crazy. I think that's what we're banking on here for forZe is their Gyrocopter just have an absolute free game. Is he going to have a free game at top? Maybe. I mean, it's certainly true that Timbersaw's not going to do a ton of work against Gyrocopter being a ranged Agi hero, but...
Oh, but they're swapping the lanes. I like this
nice.
a lot. This Timber is gonna have a... I mean, it's good for Doom as well. Doom is most likely gonna free farm as well, especially if he goes and skips waves, then he should be farming a lot, but I think the tri-lane is a bit stronger for Radiant. I mean, depends. It should be pretty equal. Like, both teams have a pretty solid tri-lane and pretty solid safe lane. So, we shall see.
Velhor putting in the D ward to block the camp as a rocket's thrown Velhor's way. With Archangel there as well, I don't think there's any real threat onto Velhor here. Callan making his way over as well. Vanscore? Hello, okay. Just playing. Pretend doing his best yo-yo impression.
True stealing a rune?
Yeah, he's going for it here, isn't he? Is he getting... Yeah, he's there in time, hasn't he? Killen can't do anything about this. He's just got to watch. Maybe throw some arrows. Maybe they get themselves a kill. Velhor's rolling himself over. Toss comes back. But Velhor, did he actually get the poison tick off? I don't think he did. He does have a poison orb, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was really nice from Chu then. He actually managed to toss him back before the right click came in, allowing Chu to get away. No slow coming out onto him, and that allows a clean getaway. So, in the middle lane, it's going to be G on the Viper versus Gibkey on the Magnus. And he is going to need help here, but this is what Chu's doing. In fact, he's coming in straight away. Going from behind with the toss. But Velhor was ready for him, but they're just going to toss Velhor in instead. But I think Chu might be the first blood. One more stack of poison. It doesn't even matter. He gets ticked away by the poison anyway. Velhor actually survives through everything. So a bit of a disaster for forZe in the middle lane to start things off. Not how they wanted this to go.
I feel like that's a tiny bit of miscommunication, since this Magnus could have had Skewer level 1, perhaps, and secure the skill if he knew the rotation is coming.
Yeah. Now, relatively new team. We'll let them off, but this is going to be super annoying now for the Magnus in the middle lane, not finding that kill. The Viper getting a kill is... I really don't know how much he's going to be able to get done, to be honest. We'll see how it goes for him, but honestly, the stacks of poison are going to be so hard for him to actually play that lane.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's going to go jungle level probably 3.
3, when he gets the 2 points into Empower. Meanwhile, up in the top lane, 19-10 and Vanscore are playing against Kellen and Archangel, and Lich is just hiding in the trees. It's a great thing for a Lich to do, especially when Velhor comes flying in like this. They've got the slows, they've got the damage, they've got the right clicks. They will bring down the Gyrocopter. Vanscore kills a courier, heartless IO, and then Chu's like, what up, buddy? You want to come over here? We can maybe have a little cuddle, get away from these nasty Radiant heroes, and that they certainly will. Nice positioning from the Tiny to save the day there. Meanwhile, down at bottom, it's Malik versus BZZ. Fairly straightforward lane for the Timbersaw here, unfortunately. Doom is good versus Timbersaw, but not in the laning phase. He is a strength melee hero, and that's always going to cause problems.
True. I think Doom can still win this lane, though.
Mm?
At least, like, if I was playing the Doom, I would have some tricks up my sleeve.
Yeah, if you can cancel those timber chains with the Infernal Blade, that's definitely a way to rustle his jimmies a little bit. Meanwhile, Gipiki, he's really trying for his courier, huh? And he's actually going to get it, it looks like. Slaughtered. Oh, savage. Little donkey on the dusty road.
And he's skipping with Magnus. I like this.
I like
That's
that.
actually
That's really smart.
it's a heads up play.
His head is up. His head is very up. Meanwhile, in the top lane, there's some poor shenanigans going on. Kellen and Black Archangel trying to do their best to, well, I mean... little... Wow, they actually just let that little Minotaur go to the IO. He'll be happy with that. Now, they're trying to punish the Magnus here. Magnus should probably know something's up, so he's just going to drag the creeps, or is he just finding the efficiency? He's finding the efficiency. He's going to try and jungle a hard camp at the same time. They're not one bit happy about this EXTREMUM. Not one bit happy at all. But he's struggling, Velhor. He's struggling to really get anything meaningful done here. But, you know, with the poison attacks, with the right clicks, that's going to be enough. Meanwhile, Kellen goes down on the top lane. That is a big kill onto the Doral, turning things around, back the other way. Of course, the Gyro was the one to fall a little bit earlier on.
Yeah, I mean, the big impact to Magnus' head by the skipping is that Velhor needed to go contest him, which enabled the Drow kill.
Yeah, and that's just more value being made from the Magnus, really. It's very heads up.
And now top.
Yeah, once again, Archangel, he's taking the pain. In comes Velhor trying to do something here, but unfortunately they've already lost Archangel, and now they just turn and look towards Velhor. This could be an easy kill for them. Chu's taking some damage from Kellen from behind, but Velhor, I'm not sure if that's going to be it. He's trying to deny himself, but that seems very optimistic there. They don't do that much damage to neutral creeps. You're not a creep, Velhor. Might feel like one sometimes, but you're not.
I mean, I like what both teams are doing. This Magnus skipping is a very good idea, because he's getting more by doing this than by jungling. At this point in the, like when he gets like level 5, it's not anymore, but right now it's pretty good. Ooh. Even though this maneuver...
You could have TP'd there, right?
I think Velhor had a stun, right?
On Smash, I can't remember which of his spells stun on which of his science anymore, but nonetheless, Gipki is bolted down. 3 heroes brought in to kill him, but I mean, as a mid laner, it's totally worth it. You can't really say there was much value gained from that death. A little bit more than usual, perhaps, but still dying here. Meanwhile, BZZ, he's having troubles. He's having problems with the cold. He's trying to run away, but Malik with the level 6. Now Drow even coming in as well. They're just going to make sure that this Doom is put to rest. Try to switch things up and bring the Timbersaw top, and Drow down at bottom now.
Yeah, that's a good rotation. This Timber can't die anymore, so we can start pressuring Gyro.
We've been here, haven't we? They're actually bringing in the IO and seeing if they can just fight into the Viper, but I'm not really sure it's going to happen, though. With the Tiny coming over, maybe it's possible, but Velhor coming in, trying to block them off here. G, though, gets brought back by the Shockwave into the Avalanche, tossed back as well, and that is a Viper put to death. And now Velhor's just like, oh god, I'm in the wrong neighborhood now. Luckily, the Centaur actually coming in and helping him out a ton here, but they will have their spells off cooldown soon, and that might spell the end for poor old little... Oh, I tried to bait them out. I like that, actually. That was a noble attempt. Tried to bait them out with the stone, say, I'm going this way. Well, JK, I'm going this way. But unfortunately, the Doom was either too smart or too stupid. I'm not sure which one. Either he was like, yeah, I'm not going to he's going to try and second guess me. Meanwhile, Malik dies in the top lane.
Yeah, very good rotation by Chu. TPing there and bursting him down.
Definitely, definitely.
Overall, I mean... forZe shenanigans kind of worked. They're leading by 1k.
Yeah, they are shenaniganing well. Good deal of shenaniganing. So, G, he's, despite his death, still pretty much leading across the board, really. The only one to really threaten him is the Gyro. Good lanes, though. BZ just charging an Archangel here, but doesn't really want to start trading with a Lich. No one wants to trade with a Lich anymore. You throw one spell at him and he just immediately turns around, Frost Blast, Frozen Shell, or whatever it's called, Frost Shield, and you're just like, oh, okay.
Yep. Tiny is ready, but Doom has Doom.
He does
Maybe
indeed, doesn't
they
he?
can make something
Got it.
work.
Alley-oop. Just throw the Doom at her. See how she likes that. He's just trying to find some value in the jungle. Knows he needs to stay far away from this Viper. Very scary guy.
Radiant are scanning.
Ooh, the scan. A very smart scan from the Radiant here, so they know where Chu is now, and they're just going to avoid this area completely. Beautifully done. And Chu has no idea. He's just sitting here like, why aren't they coming to the lane? Kane's queued up and ready to go on the Timbersaw here as he's got to stay away from this. Oh, he's doing so much damage to them both, actually. he's just 2v1ing, no problem. He's going to keep on going here. Malik, you madman. I'm not sure this is a great idea, but with Velhor joining in as well, they'll be able to bring down Vanscore. Okay, but now they're trying to turn it around. The Doom is out onto Malik, and this man is put to death. Malik gets dropped. Velhor in the trees will be seen here. Is there Infernal Blade? Is there Infernal Blade? There's not.
Oh no, that was a pretty
was a
big
misplay,
misplay by
yeah.
BCC. He had the skill point,
Noticed
but
that.
took him so long to skill it.
Yep, and of course, when you right-click, then you got to wait for the backswing and attack speed to come back, and yeah, he didn't have it there. That's a shame, but that still they got the Timbersaw though. That's a big kill. You know, they'll still be happy with it.
Regardless, a good rotation by BCC. Going drums on Doom, which I personally like. I think it's a good idea to have like at least one drums, but not more than one drums in a team because of the attack speed aura. Especially useful for Doom.
I always wanted to play the drums. Do you play any instruments?
Nope. Not a single one.
Yeah, that would take time out of Dota time, isn't it?
Exactly.
Smart, smart. A strange fact about me: I used to play the flute in like middle school. I went to a very kind of classy middle school, and we all learnt classical instruments, and I chose the flute for some reason.
Very
Wasn't very good at
sexy.
it. Thanks, yeah, I always wanted to get good at the jazz flute. Meanwhile, Archangel gets balled down. The RP coming out onto Malik as well. That's going to make it 2, perhaps, though he does manage to get down to the low ground. But Velhor, another toss forwards. That makes it 3. forZe are just laying on the salt right now. And unfortunately, EXTREMUM are not doing a good job at turning around these ganks, as forZe just constantly laying the smackdown in these engagements.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Very good map rotations by forZe.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Radiant are getting slaughtered everywhere they go.
Yeah, it's a scary time to be a member of the Radiant right now, as it feels like nowhere is safe and everyone keeps dying.
Saving
Quite
grace
unpleasant.
is that Troll is farming, which is good, but
Yeah, I'd like to see a little bit more activity from G, perhaps, even though... I don't know, he's making maybe the Maelstrom just what he wants before they actually start doing stuff.
oof, this... I am not sure if I saw Maelstrom on Viper before. I'm
Really?
sure it's... Yeah, I'm sure it's fine, but at the same time I feel like Dragon Lance or like Pike be more useful.
It's very popular. I'd maybe not in the higher MMR games, but it certainly did have its time in competitive games where it was quite popular because of the extra damage amp from poison attack now.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense. It also like makes you farm faster, so I'm sure it's a good item.
Shoot, making its way up onto the high ground. Velhor and Archangel, though, are giving him a warm welcome.
Dire's bottom tower
Sending him
is under
straight back to
attack.
his side of the map. Get out of here, you. So if you could master any instrument, I don't mean just play. I mean like play amazingly any instrument in the world. What instrument would you play?
I would say either like banjo for the memes,
Banjo.
or
Middle tower is under
banjo, or piano, so I can impress girls. my
I see. I see.
Piano kills.
You'd rather try and impress girls with a piano rather than a guitar. I think that says a lot about you as a person. You know, there's a certain caliber of people who get attracted to acoustic guitar players at parties. And I don't rate them very highly, I'll be real.
Yeah, I don't know. Playing guitar to impress girls is...
It's cringe,
It feels... Yeah, exactly.
It's
It
real
feels a
cringe.
bit too forced. But with piano, it's, you know, it's classy. Playing piano is classy.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Unexpected show of class from you, SabeRLighT. Well done. I'm appreciative. Banjo though, what would you play on the banjo?
Whatever I feel like.
Whatever I goddamn want. Meanwhile, down at the bottom lane, Black Archangel goes down. I mean, that could be a big play though. If you played the banjo and then you just make a YouTube channel doing like, you know, covers of popular songs on banjo really well, you can make loads of money from that, I'm sure. Meanwhile, up in the top lane, they try to go for the RP, but it doesn't quite come off, and they're all being slowed down now. And as G turns up to this fight, he's dishing a ton of damage out there, trying to keep him alive here. The IO saving BZZ. BZZ, though, on the front lines here, and he gets TP'd out. He's going to save the day. IO coming in huge as he brings him back down to the bottom lane. And I think that was actually the return on the relocate. Oh, what an RP from Gipki as well. Holding Malik back, catching him mid-timber chain. That was fancy. I did like that. And that's going to allow them... No one died. No one died. G turns into the fight, just starts wailing on fools. And nobody... Uh-oh, Io could be in some trouble at the bottom, though, as they come in with the double blast. And Malik turning up as well. Van Skjor put into the grave. Doom should be able to make it out okay. I really don't think Malik has the damage to keep on chasing this Doom, so he's going to be right. Meanwhile, up in the top lane, G is just turning around onto Chu. Chu gets dropped. Poor Observer, but he's doing great. G's getting dropped in return, though. 19 finds himself a tasty morsel of Viper, and that's going to be real good for the Gyrocopter. Actually putting him on top of the net worth chart now.
Yeah, Charo is pretty fit, but at the same time, this Magnus feels very underfarmed.
Yeah.
Like, Magnus is the new Alk. If you're not on the top of net worth, something is wrong.
Magnus is the new Alk. Fine, I can get behind that. Empower's a good spell. So let's just digest the last kind of 3 minutes of action we just had. We had EXTREMUM trying to make... Well, no, actually, forZe tried to make a play in the top lane. EXTREMUM managed to get the turnaround and start going on the aggressive themselves, but they didn't actually catch any kills. But then we go down to bottom and we find themselves 2 kills onto the IO. And, oh no, it was just the IO, wasn't it? And
Yeah.
then Chu dies back in top.
The idea by EXTREMUM was that they saw hero spots pushing in tower, so they TP'd like 1 or 2 heroes there to catch them, but they also left 1 or 2 heroes top. So while they were killing bots, Dire reacted correctly and killed the hero top. It's important whenever you do moves like this that you don't leave heroes behind.
Never leave a man behind. Valuable advice.
I mean, unless it's a support. Supports are useless, but
Yeah,
don't leave
fuck
Viper
supports.
behind.
Anyway, 5k gold advantage for forZe currently. They're doing very well for themselves, and they're just kind of hanging back. They've got this Iocopter. They know they've got the damage. They know they've got the skills. They know they've got the kills. They know they've got G up here in the top lane. As they jump in with the Doom, I thought it was just a casual going on from 19, but with the Frost Shield and the turnaround here, EXTREMUM are actually threatening them pretty hard. Archangel taking some damage, but Malik's turning up to this one. They really want to try and finish off the kill into G, but unfortunately BZZ has given his life whip, but they still get the kill. Coming in from behind with the relocate forwards. They bring down Archangel and G. Meanwhile, Chu, he's going to be the target. Malik's on top of him though, trying to deal the damage, trying to bring down the Timbersaw. Timbersaw running through the trees, and he get himself away though. They're pinging him out. The right clicks are coming, but Kellen gets up in and down she goes. Another kill for the Gyro. They look over towards Valhalla as well, and that makes it a triple, and the tower's going to crumble as well. forZe once again. I mean, they just keep on finding it. It feels really like they're going for too much. It feels like they're going to get punished, but it just never happens. The IO is just making these clutch saves, and Chu as well with some amazing positioning there, and BZZ just knowing the limits of his heroes brilliantly. So that is going to be a 4-man wipe up in the top lane here. Malik, the only survivor of that one, as he's able to just kind of sneak his way away on the sidelines here. And this is the Timber Viper lineup versus the Magnus Gyro lineup, you know? Like, there is a team which should be further ahead here, and it should not be forZe.
forZe, they just executed the last fight very well, especially Chu, finding the Drow, trusting her into his team. So Drow was useless the entire fight. I mean, this is exactly what they should be doing. So, very well played by them. Also getting the tower.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
But EXTREMUM, they're running to Roche. Can they get it without Dire noticing?
Yeah. They're going for the sneaky one here, and actually, they're getting away with this. They're absolutely getting away with this. Now, there is one person who is thinking, maybe something's not right here, and that person is BZZ, but they're keeping their cool here, EXTREMUM. They're focusing on Roshan. Silence comes out the pit. He blinks himself away, and that secures the Roshan. A nice play from the EXTREMUMs as they grab themselves Roshan, take that Aegis in G.
EXTREMUMs.
I've just decided that's what they're going for.
I like. Yeah. Nice play by them. Getting a free Roche. They don't really have a good Roche lineup except for Drow, and that was enough. Like this Drow with ulti deals a lot of damage to Roche.
Yeah. And Viper's not horrible, but yeah, I mean, he doesn't really do enough damage.
Yeah,
by
Viper is
himself.
solid.
Just with the minus magic resistance with the other toxins, all right. So,
True.
where does this leave us? Well, we're currently 7 and 16 with 9k gold advantage on fours. It really is significant, and this Iocopter is absolutely out of control. You look at this net worth chart, and you just kind of curl up into a ball if you're EXTREMUMs right now. But they have this shining Aegis of Hope going for them right now. I feel like they just kind of want to use it to keep Drow safe and maybe just farm up. But then we might see some action from them, try and bring things back onto their terms, but I do doubt it.
It's interesting that this Magnus is not going for Blink and instead for BKB. Which I mean, they already have Blink on Tiny and on Doom, but I feel like having Blink against Drow is usually very useful.
Yeah.
He prefers to go the tanky route, which is also fine. As long as at least one hero jumps the Drow, it's good enough.
There's nothing more satisfying than jumping on a Drow's face and just dropping that Infernal Blade onto her. Crushes her. BKB picked up on Magnus. And it's going to allow him some freedom in these fights. I mean, he's still going to probably be controlled up very well. Ooh. forZe up on the high ground. Gibkey. Nice deny on the Magnus there, just casually strolling in, but he might be in some trouble right now. He pops at BKB, Gibkey jumping in through, and comes the RP, only landing onto Malik. Meanwhile, Chu's the one being forced down by G, and with the multi-shot from the sidelines, Chu gets dropped. Meanwhile, the Chain Frostic got to go into the creep wave, will do so. And all in all, looks like a fairly decent fight for EXTREMUMs here, as they're able to pick off the Tiny and continue their push down the middle lane. Oh, Courier Death no longer disables your passive gold income. Thanks, I guess. That's weird, but we've had 2 games today already, but that hasn't come up yet. But there we go. Maybe the Russian casters are saying something incorrect, and production's just like called them out. It's got to be it.
Yeah, this was a rough fight by forZe, especially because of the RP. I don't think you can RP Timber like this and expect to win the fight unless someone, like, while you're focusing Timber, bait heroes in, like the Drow, and somehow manage to kill her because of it. But otherwise, I don't think that's the way to go.
No, that's yeah, I was questioning that one as well myself.
But top.
They're looking for something here, aren't they? And Timbersaur is going to be the target. Let's see if they have the damage to rip through his defensive here. Well, they're going to drop the Doom. They're going to drop everything. And Malik is going to go down here. Even the Fortify not enough to force back forZe as they just go in with a clean extermination onto Malik. Did cost them a Doom. And Gibkey's taking damage in response here. He's going to force the BKB. Turns back around with Vanscore following him straight in. But he's actually in a dangerous position. But G's the one who's going to drop here. Gibkey taking hits here as in comes velhor sliding in from the side. But just getting tossed straight the way back. And look at the damage coming out. 19 Teen is just dealing the damage. Forcing them away. velhor is just about... No, I think actually he gets caught out there by a split shot. As down goes Archangel as well. Yep, velhor will die to that tasty little flat cannon which runs him down. This Gyro is so strong, just sitting on the front lines of these fights, doing whatever he wants.
This Gyro is so fat.
Ricole, they're going to go in for Malik now. forZe chasing him down, and there is no escape. Malik dies again. That's a dieback from him. That's definitely a costly one. Shouldn't have been there. Gotta respect the relocate.
Yeah, even I'm pretty sure they would have killed him even without relocate. He's just out of position there.
Yeah.
Viper in a similar position like the Timber.
I'm getting a little bit of deja vu here, SabeRLighT.
Me too.
2 heroes now dead in the top lane. Anyone else want to show up? Yeah? But Lich? You? Yeah, okay. Alright, I'll kill Lich. Maybe not quite the same circumstances, but still. A little bit overextended, and 19 team just running him down. Drow trying to do the best she can to defend her high ground, but unfortunately the best she can is not enough. forZe will break the high ground and now start wailing on these barracks. 19 team happy to sit here, and of course if you want to make yourself a risk-free bet, then head over to omg.bet and get yourself a $10 bonus. That's a $10 free money to spend on whatever you want. Any bet you want. They jump in. Velhort. Oh, he could actually be dropped. Yeah, okay. That's another one. But Chu, in response, is she going to go down here? No, Kellen can't find the last hit. Can't get in deep enough. 19 team might be thrown out of position here, but with BKB turning it around, just dealing the... just face tanking everything. Jerry doesn't care about anything right now. He's a man without a care in the world, but this might change things as Drow comes in on the sidelines here, going for the multi-shot, trying to get that extra bit of slow on them, and 19 is struggling to get away with fan score here. Gibkey, though, jumping in forward. Doom comes out as well. In comes the Cane Frost, but they've got Kellen dead to rights. They just need to finish him off here. The rocket comes in, but no, she dies on the foot of a fountain, but Gibkey might be going down as well here as Archangel does manage to come in, but there, Doom comes in. They actually managed to get the return kill. Gibkey does finally drop, and G looks like he's surviving this one as he turns around, dishing down the poison. BZZ's dropped. 19 though, he is still plenty healthy here, and there is no one even remotely threatening him right now as there's 3 heroes dead on the side of EXTREMUMs. They repel forZe out of their base, but I mean, forZe would make this trade any day of the week. They're in just such a good position right now.
That was pretty deep by forZe, but you know, they're way stronger than Radiant, so they didn't even get that punished for it.
Yeah, I mean, they made great trades there. They made absolutely great trades. I mean, yeah, okay, the net worth was in their favor, therefore EXTREMUM's going to be making a little bit more gold, but they get 2 buybacks as well, so even if you just ignore the barracks, if you just focus on the kills and the trades and the fights, then that was still a good trade for forZe. Like,
Yeah.
and then you add the barracks into it as well, and it's just a catastrophe for the EXTREMUMs. One thing I like when we get new teams is how many terrible nicknames they've got. Twitch chat can't come up with them. So far I've seen SabeRLighT. You know, it's pretty funny. It's a bit mean, but pretty funny. Also, here's a top tip. If you're ever casting CIS Dota, all you need to do is just say, oh yeah, I know this player. He was on Empire, because they probably were. It's never really wrong. You're always right when you say that. Genius, right?
Rune? Yes, especially because Empire, they've had tier 1 players like Rezo, but they also have, like right now, I think the Empire squad is pretty weak. So, you know?
It's kind of I don't want to say
Nomad.
experimental squad, but it's a very quiet squad of newcomers which they're trying to train up.
Yeah. So, regardless of skill, they probably played on Empire.
Exactly. That's a Nomad top casting tip there for any aspiring casters. Become a CIS expert in one easy sentence. Doing well, in they go. RP drop. Kellen tossed out of the base by 2 and taken down by Gibkey. And now they look for more. Doom is out. I mean, this is just an absolute disaster. Without your Drow, what do you do? Down goes a Lich as well. They're looking for more as well. Meanwhile, Doom out onto Malik. They're leaving him to die. This is just embarrassing for this poor Timbersaurus. He's left away in the sidelines. And the GG is called. EXTREMUM done, dusted, beaten up, and left for dead. forZe take game number 1 inside 27 minutes. That was a pretty damn decisive game of Dota from them. They look good.
Yeah, I feel like they just outplayed them. They played team fights better, they knew how to focus, they moved around the map better. It's pretty decisive victory. I wouldn't even say they outdrafted them that much, even though I'm not sure. This draw didn't have any impact at all the entire game. Viper.
No, I mean she got her damage off sometimes, but yeah, it wasn't enough. It really wasn't enough, and the Viper just a little bit slow on coming to the fights. By the time he arrived to the fights, Extreme were already in such a bad position that forZe were just like, oh sweet, another hero to kill. You know, they were not threatened. There was that one big fight at top which EXTREMUM were really close to turning it around, but unfortunately forZe did get the advantage once again with some nice spell usages, some nice relocates forwards, and just some all-round nice plays from them, and that means that forZe will take game number 1. The EXTREMUM's going to have a mother's meeting and come back in game number 2 looking a little bit sharper. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to be back with game number 2 of EXTREMUM versus forZe Esports, so don't go anywhere. My name is Nomad, he's been SabeRLighT, and we'll see you very shortly.